You're listening to the one news show that keeps you informed on the world around you. This is 41.1 The Info Loop.
How's it going, guys? This is Mikkel Nelson, and you're listening to 41.1 The Info Loop. I got an interesting story from the Canadian press to share with you today, so let's get started. In the United States of America, the Green Party has changed its strategy to force a statewide recount for Pennsylvania after Donald Trump and the Republican Party's victory on December 8, 2016. Jill Stein and the Green Party are seeking help from the federal courts rather than the state courts. According to the Canadian press, Jill Stein has framed the campaign as an effort to explore whether voting machines and systems had been hacked and the election result manipulated. Stein's lawyers, however, had offered no evidence of hacking in Pennsylvania's election, and the state Republican Party and Trump had asked the court to dismiss the court case. The decision came 2 days before a state court hearing was scheduled in the case. Saturday's court filing to withdraw the case said the Green Party-backed voters who filed it are regular citizens of ordinary means and cannot afford the $1 million bond ordered by the court by 5 p.m. Monday. Green Party-backed efforts to force recounts and analyze election software in scattered precincts were continuing. The case in Pennsylvania court has been part of an effort spearheaded by Jill Stein to force recounts in Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin, 3 states with a history of backing Democrats for president that were narrowly and unexpectedly won by Trump over Democrat Hillary Clinton. A recount began Thursday in Wisconsin, while a recount could begin next week in Michigan. Trump's victory in Pennsylvania was particularly stunning. The state's 5th most electoral votes are a key stepping stone to the White House, and no Republican president candidate had captured that state since 1988. Jill Stein had said the purpose of Pennsylvania's recount was to ensure our votes are safe and secure. Considering hackers probing of election targets in other states and hackers accessing the emails of the Democratic National Committee and several Clinton staffers. U.S. security officials have said they believe Russian hackers orchestrated the email hacks, something Russia had denied. They have sought unsuccessfully in recent days to get various countries to allow a forensic examination of their election system software. Lawyers for Trump and the state Republican Party argued there was no evidence or even an allegation that tampering with Pennsylvania's voting system had occurred. Further, Pennsylvania law does not allow a court-ordered recount. They argued, and a lawyer for the Green Party had acknowledged that the effort was without precedent in Pennsylvania. The case also had threatened Pennsylvania's ability to certify its presidential elector by the December 13th federal deadline, Republican lawyers argued. On Saturday, a GOP lawyer, Lawrence Tabas, said the case had been meant solely for the purpose to delay the Electoral College vote in Pennsylvania for President-elect Trump. The state's top election officials, Secretary of State Pedro Cortez, a Democrat, has said there was no evidence of any sort of cyber attacks or irregularities in the election. Any recount would change few votes, Cortez predicted. As of Friday, Trump's margin of victory in Pennsylvania was 49,000 or less than 1% out of 6 million votes cast, according to the state election officials. Final counts were outstanding in some counties, including heavily populated Allegheny County, by state and county officials, did not expect any outstanding uncounted votes to change the outcome of the presidential election in Pennsylvania. Oh man, I just love how these people have not learned their lesson by now. Sure, they may not have been tampering with any voting machines in Pennsylvania, but you want to know where voting machines have been tampered with? In Mississippi. As a matter of fact, it's not just Mississippi. There have been multiple states where voting machines have been tampered with to the point where if anybody voted Donald Trump, the vote would instantly switch to Hillary Clinton. And multiple people had to call in officials for the voting, and they had to try to fix the machine so that they would vote Donald Trump. And this has been spread across Twitter multiple times, on Facebook multiple times, and the fact they still use Russia as an excuse because they got caught with their pants down not only during the DNC, but with Hillary Clinton's emails. As a matter of fact, last time I checked, the hacking took place locally within the United States, not in Russia. There is no evidence to suggest that Russia ever hacked or had any hand in interfering with the election. But there were hackers that within the country that found out about Hillary Clinton's emails, that found out about the DNC and what they were doing. They not only hacked the emails there, but they archived everything. So even if Hillary Clinton deleted all of her emails, which is perjury, by the way, she should have been locked up for that. Even if she did all of that, those emails are still archived and they're put onto WikiLeaks. So all the information is there. Everything is there. Everything from all the DNC emails, the Hillary Clinton emails, and so on and so forth. Everything is all there. And by the way, I love how they're still trying to push this recount. Jill Stein has been pushing this for a while now. And it seems to me that no matter how many times he wants to push it, the result's still going to be the same. The result's still going to be the same. Donald Trump is the president-elect. Me, personally, I'm not proud that Donald Trump got elected, but this is the result. This is what the people voted for. And yes, the voter turnout was at an all-time low this year. At least 55% of people did not vote. They just stayed at home and just watched the chaos unfold. Oh boy, and they thought that, as a matter of fact, everybody thought, especially the media. The media thought that Hillary Clinton had it in the bag, that Donald Trump did not have any chance of winning, all because they went out and polled people as to who they thought was going to take the presidential election. And I mentioned this sometime before, but as a matter of fact, it's not just me that mentioned this. Multiple people have mentioned this. That when they interview people on when they interview people on who they think would win the presidential election, they wouldn't allow people to give their honest thoughts. They would not allow them to give them their honest thoughts, their honest word. They wouldn't allow them to, because anybody who ever said that they were voting for Donald Trump got shut down. Anybody who voted for Donald Trump was shut down, censored, demonized. There were very few people who stood up against it and say, hey, this is my candidate of choice. This is who I'm voting for. Who are you to criticize me on who I vote for? As a matter of fact, I made a rant long time ago on why I thought Hillary Clinton lost the election. It wasn't just me who noticed. It was a lot of people across Canada, across the United States, Europe. A whole bunch of my friends and I were watching the election live. And oh boy, the amount of salt from the Democratic Party and all of the SJWs supporting Hillary Clinton and the Democratic Party was just amazing. They were in shock. They did not expect this to happen because everybody thought Hillary Clinton had this in the bag. They thought Hillary Clinton would beat out Donald Trump, the joke candidate, and his basket of deplorables. Well, guess what? Donald Trump, the joke candidate, and his basket of deplorables won. And people are so in shock that they don't know how to explain it. They don't know how to explain it. Especially, I like this one quote. This one quote from Van Jones, who is like, we never talked about race before, but race needs to be addressed. This is a white lash. A white lash? You're serious? A white lash? Against what? The democratic process? Oh wait, maybe it's a white lash against the propaganda. Maybe it's a white lash against the news, the propaganda you were trying to push, the fear tactics, the pressure you were trying to push on the people. Maybe it's a white lash against that. Maybe it's a white lash against all the crap that you put the American people through by censoring people and demonizing people. No. As a matter of fact, I don't think this is a white lash. I think this is a backlash against the elites, against the establishment, against the media, especially. I'm looking at you, Van Jones, and a lot of your colleagues, and a lot of the major news networks. I'm putting y'all on blast. But this was a backlash against you guys, because you have tried to push this agenda, this globalist progressive agenda, so hard. You, to the point where you were demonizing and censoring people and just trying to silence everybody who went against the candidate you were clearly trying to back. Instead of doing your job like you were supposed to do by being impartial, looking at the policies, looking at the history of each candidate fairly and in an unbiased manner, you backed Hillary Clinton 100% of the way. And because of that, you put your eggs in one basket and you got destroyed. You got completely destroyed. Now you're salty because of it. The people who backed Clinton are salty because of this. And I can go into so many details as to why this happened, but you guys need to check out my rant on Riot Radio about why I think Hillary Clinton lost, because I don't have the time nor the patience to repeat that entire rant in this video. But all I can say is this is hilarious. And no matter how much Jill Stein and Hillary Clinton is also part of this too, by the way. She's backing this recount as well. No matter how much the both of them want to push this recount, it's not going to change anything. The result is still going to be the same. Donald Trump is the president-elect. As much as that sucks, President Donald Trump he's the president of America now. And the only way that's probably going to change is the Electoral College, if everybody who is within the Electoral College changes their votes to a degree. But if nothing happens, then nothing's going to change. The results are still going to remain the same. So really, this attempt at a recount is just a huge waste of time. That's all the time I have for now. Join me next time when I have another interesting news story to share with you. And as always, free your mind. This is Mikhail Nelson, and you just listened to 41.1 The Info Loop.